friends of?
No. There's a media commission that it's like the advisory board, if you want to call it, for the media center.
Is everything okay?
Me? Yeah, cool. You cool?
No, that out there.
Fuck those. Would you mind shutting those blinds a little bit? Please?
Is that better?
Yeah, more better.
More better?
More better.
More better.
More better, more better, more better. Okay, are we ready?
Sure.
I have this lead company that just keeps calling me. I mean, I'm glad, but...
Good calls? Like, hey, here's a great lead for you, or hey, we want you to pay more money.
Well, no, they're calling me because they have a lead that they think is a lead, and I don't necessarily agree.
Wow. Okay. Think that?
Good stuff.
Good stuff, how?
Ready?
Uh-huh.
Hello friends, Bill Baker here, host of the Sunbury Real Estate Show.
Good morning, Facebook.
5 FM, The Sun, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Hey, when I'm not on the radio, I'm working with folks just like you to help them buy and sell homes. I'm proud to say that my team, the Baker Realty Group, has been helping people buy and sell homes in the greater
This is
Sunbury
pretty
area
interesting.
for over 10 years. Information about buying and selling a home is available on my website.
The numbers?
BakerRealtyGroup.com, on Facebook, searching for Baker Realty Group, or by calling 608-575-6731. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the Sunbury Real Estate Show with Bill Baker and brought to you by the Baker Realty Group.
Welcome to the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show with your host, Bill Baker.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Wednesday. It's Hump Day, and you made it to the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show. And glad to have you a part of the show this morning, as we always have been happy over the last 8 years. Starting our 8th year, I guess, something like that. Kind of cool, I think. But this show was designed specifically for you. It's about informing you, educating you on the best ways and possibilities of buying, selling, or investing in real estate. This is not a sales show. We're not selling anything. We're here to educate, and give you that information, because it's vital out there. And what we're going to talk about today is the buyer's market is coming, if it's not here a little bit. And so it's kind of interesting. We're seeing it in other parts of the country. We're going to explain that, and it's interesting with the low inventory we're having right now and what's going on out there. But before we get into that, let you know, you're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun, right here in beautiful Sun Prairie. We're part of the family of stations here at the Sun Prairie Media Center. Proud to be a part of that. We're underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie, the Baker Realty Group, and of course Wintrust Mortgage. And with Wintrust, that makes you think of Laura Stanfield right away, my mortgage lender of choice. Ooh. My bestie, the lady of stars today. She's the star lady.
There you go. I'm the star of the show.
You're the star of the show. You're always the star of the show. I'm just
not true.
I'm here.
Not true.
Yeah, you're the eye candy. That's
I don't know about that.
Hey, did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, it was nice. It was just chill.
So what kind of things do you have for Thanksgiving? Do you prepare it first of all?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what do you make?
I think I talked about it last time and you thought I was weird, but I'm not the only weird one. I do chicken, organic
Oh
chicken.
yeah, that's right.
I
Chicken.
buy it from a friend and I know what they eat and I know where it comes from. And it's always good. Not much difference in my mind between chicken and turkey, so whatever. We do chicken.
We did.
Yeah, it's good.
That's cool. What
I
else do you
did
have?
make mac and cheese. The boys
Oh,
were
you had
happy.
mac and cheese.
Homemade
Okay.
mac and cheese, not out of a box.
No.
No powdered cheese.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
do Velveeta. To
What?
their dismay,
That's
I think
sacrilege.
it's disgusting.
That's
no,
sacrilege,
mine's
man.
good. Let's see, and then I had a friend come over whose family is out of the area.
Oh.
So we did kind of a friends.
April?
Uh-huh.
How about
And
that?
she brought a really yummy green bean casserole.
Oh, I was gonna say you gotta have green bean casserole.
Yes.
All
Cornbread
right, all right,
casserole.
all right.
She'd never had cornbread casserole ever.
Oh
She's
my
like, what
gosh.
is this?
So how do you make your cornbread casserole?
That I cheat a little bit. I use the Jiffy stuff.
So
cornbread
okay,
mix.
so you're using cornbread. What
Cream
else do you
corn,
mix?
regular
Cream
corn. I also add some cream cheese.
Okay.
I don't tell the boys. Hopefully they're not watching the show because they
Okay.
think cream cheese is gross. And then mashed potatoes, gross. Homemade mashed potatoes, of course, and cranberries.
Okay. My grandmother, and I wish I knew this recipe, but I know it was delicious, but she used her iron skillet, and it
Mhm.
was cornbread, but there was like hamburger in there also.
What?
Like a corn pone or something.
Corn what?
A corn pone, but I'm not sure if
That's
that's.
a whole new word for me.
I know,
Hmm.
but it's got, I don't.
No.
I know. That southern, my
Your
southern grandmother.
accent's coming out.
It is, I
I've
tell
never
you.
heard that.
I know, and it.
Huh,
I remember
okay.
as a kid, I used to love when she would make that. And you bake it in the iron skillet. Everything's made in the iron skillet. Terry used that iron skillet all the time.
I like it.
You
yeah,
do?
Dutch ovens and iron skillets.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, why not?
I know. If I get yelled at one more time about washing the Pampered Chef stuff with soap.
Oh,
I
you're
know.
also not supposed to put soap in an iron skillet, right?
That's exactly right.
Mhm.
No soap.
Mhm.
I've been yelled at twice.
There's a lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense. It's counterintuitive, kind of like if you've got a decent dishwasher,
Right.
do you really need to rinse all? Should it be cleaned? Why do you clean the dishes to clean the dishes?
Why do you wash the dishes you're gonna wash?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing that I still can't get my head around, even though somebody explained it to me, is that it actually, dishwashers use more water
When if
somehow
they're clean.
if they're clean.
How
yeah.
do it know?
I don't know. Isn't that amazing?
It's like a thermos. How does it know to keep something hot, and how does it know to keep something cold?
Insulation.
Oh yeah.
It's a
that's it.
smart thermos.
Hey Deb Capola, it's not here. Capella, she's on there. Debbie,
Capola?
good morning.
Capola, Capella. Either way, it's
I know,
Italian,
Capella.
right?
Capella, and Sabrina Fryer's watching too.
Hey, Serena.
Hey, nice
Hey,
job, you
Deb.
guys. Nice job. A lot of things going on in the world. Talk to us about lending. Are those rates down at 7.2, 7.1? Where are
They're coming down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's another key number that's coming out here, so we'll see if they go up or go down. But it's interesting because the bond market just doesn't always react in the way that you think it's gonna, no matter what the
we?
data
Some
is.
freaky stuff.
And it depends on like who you're asking, right? About whether or not the funds rate should be, if we should see more increases or if we're good and we need to hold off for a while.
Uh-huh.
It's just interesting. You hear different things.
Don't hold off. Buy today.
Well,
Get her
that's
going.
really the key. That's
Get her
the bottom
going.
line, yeah.
Get her going. Get her going.
Just
get her
do
going.
it. It's really not, and I
Yeah.
think people hear a sales pitch when we say that.
I know.
But
yeah.
it's in their best interest to buy now. But I don't know, we're gonna talk a little bit, right, about what's
Yeah.
going on in the market and property values.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to time the market and think that prices are gonna come down, or there's gonna be some kind of a bubble that bursts,
Uh-huh.
we don't know that that's gonna happen.
Ain't happening.
And anyway, it's proven over the last how many years, prices have just continually risen. And it's shocked people who took themselves out of the market and
Right.
came back in.
It
Actually,
has.
there is a buyer recently,
Uh-huh.
because they
That's
say
good.
the same thing.
Thank God there is
right.
one.
I know, more than one. We need many. We need many. But what I've always said is don't take yourself out of the market.
Right.
Like, just don't. Even if you're going to rent for a while or
Sure.
whatever you're doing, don't take yourself out. Because what if the right one comes along,
Right.
and you're like, oh my God,
There it is.
there is. But it helps you kind of keep an eye on what's going on in the market. It's good education for you about the direction of prices and what's going on. So anyway, somebody shared with me recently, and I forgot that I said that to her, although I say it to everybody, but I'm like, don't take yourself out. Just keep an eye on the market. And she's like, I'm so thankful that you said that, because I wouldn't have otherwise.
Sure.
And I found it, and I love my home.
Right.
So, really, you have nothing to lose. Just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, keep an eye on it. That's, I mean, stay in the game.
Keep
in
yourself
the game.
updated.
Exactly.
Yep. Every
work
once
with
in
a
a
great
while.
realtor, work with a great mortgage person.
Yeah.
Stay in the market.
Stay
Because what
in
we're
it.
going to talk about today, I'm going to guarantee you that most realtors don't realize it.
The
And
numbers?
The numbers. They're going.
Oops. Okay.
So
well,
this will be kind of interesting. Now let's just get caught up. Now we got today and we've got tomorrow for the end of the month, and we're going to be pretty flat in the way of sales. But 18 houses have been listed for sale. I'm sure we're going to get 2 listings in there, which are equal to last year. So it's going to be flat that way. Price is up about 6.5% month to date compared to
6.5%.
Huh?
6.5%.
6.5% right
Okay.
now, as it's trending right now, 6.5%,
Okay.
and at a price 417,908. We're 4 sales away from being flat from last year. So I feel we're going to get 4
Yeah.
closings today
Yeah.
or tomorrow. 2 today, 2 tomorrow.
Probably.
Yeah,
Mhm.
probably.
Probably?
That's
I
fine.
said probably.
Yeah, I say
anyway,
probably.
Probably. Okay.
Probably.
Uh-huh.
But 6.5%. So you're up 6.5% over last year, which is really cool. So if you paid $400,000 for a house, you've got more than 24,000 in equity sitting in that house already, and that's a good thing. It's okay. Plus the equity that you have from buying the house with the money you put down on it, plus the portion of that small portion of the payment that you make that actually applies to the principal.
Yeah.
So
That takes a bit.
yeah, houses are still selling basically at asking price, and are 100% right now of the asking price, but not all of them. And we're going to talk a little bit about this.
Some price reductions.
Oh, there's a lot of price reductions.
Right.
You wait till you see this.
Just wait.
Just wait. Hang on. There's more. 61 houses are currently being shown to be on the market. That's a lie. There's actually only 40. Of that 40, 27 of them are new construction, which means 13 are existing. And so there you have
Just
it.
doesn't sound like much.
No.
But
And then,
that's been the story.
What my stat would give them some of my homework away here. Of that 28, there are only 10 actual new construction that are available.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So
know.
18.
Yeah. I know, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to talk to you about is what we want to talk to you about is a nice little article came out recently. Ben Verdi, this was an Inman, and the title of it is "Signs of a Buyer's Market Emerge as Home Seller Concessions Return." And so it's kind of exciting. So what that makes me do when I read that article, my first comment is, what's going on in Sun Prairie? And this is actually was exciting for me. I know, I'm a nerd. I admit it. I like stats. I'm into it, right? And so I had to dig into this, and which produced that thing.
Gosh. Wow, that makes my head swim.
Yeah, but you're gonna like this when you.
Are you sure?
Oh, absolutely! I
Okay.
promised you. So
Right.
here, let's start out. It says concessions return. More than a third of home sales featured a concession in the past 3 months, according to new data.
A third.
And agents who told Inman that they're beginning to see signs of a buyer's market unfold. Now, what's really cool about being in Wisconsin and being in Sun Prairie is that we get the tail end of things. So things start out west normally, and then they migrate this way. So this is a great omen for what's going to happen, but I think you're going to be surprised. Compass agent, that's a real estate company, Alex Platt, he said he's out of Boca Raton, Florida. The market has definitely changed from a year ago when everybody was outbidding each other, and you would have to waive contingencies and concessions. Now it's a buyer's market, and we do see sellers doing what it takes to get a deal together and done.
Did you talk about what a seller concession is?
No. Do you want me to?
Well, some people don't know
Okay.
what that means.
Okay, so there's two things. One is a price reduction, and the other one is a seller concession. Usually a seller concession happens after you have an accepted offer. And sometimes, depending on the situation, it can be, there's multiple parts of this, so hang on there. So after that accepted offer, they may have a home inspection and find something, so they give a cash incentive. Credit towards the incentive, towards the sale. Or a seller may give concessions to buy down a mortgage rate.
Closing costs.
Closing costs, right, exactly. So there's two parts to it. One is, what was the selling price and how much off there is, and we're going to talk about that, because wait till you see these numbers. This is, well, first of all, I'm like, OMG. I went in and looking in Sun Prairie, I'm going, I had no idea. And if I didn't know, nobody knows. Nobody knows like.
Oh, so we're going to sing today.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. But, so Alex Platt goes on to say that he and his team have made sure to tell their seller clients to adjust their expectations when listing their homes for sale and to be prepared for concessions in order to keep the deal alive.
This is where a good realtor comes in.
Yeah.
Knowing the market, knowing the shift.
Yeah.
And then preparing your clients for it. So they're not like, what do you mean it's not sold already?
Right. Yeah.
What do you mean they're coming in below asking price or asking for a credit? What do you mean?
Right.
Help them out.
Exactly.
It's shifting.
Exactly. Now, what recently has happened with me in my world is I have the property at 1211 Terra. Great house. Absolutely amazing house. Well, it's been on the market for 25 days.
Oh, no.
So we dropped
25 hours?
25 days, not hours. But that's what the seller was used to, and she's used to listening to Katie Couric and all the crew on the media and news and all that stuff telling her houses are flying off the shelf.
Well, they have been.
I know, not now though. Not now,
That's the shift we're talking about, yes.
Exactly. And so we dropped did a price adjustment of $20,000.
That's a big one.
It is. Now what's funny about this, I have to share this story. So I'm a part of eXp Realty. My brokerage, the Baker Realty Group, is under an eXp banner, they call it. And so we have a meeting every Tuesday. And so a lot of times we have a section where it tells what's going on out there in the market. And so I raised my hand on my Zoom call. We actually go into the world. We have a world that we can go into. I have a what do you call that?
Kind of a virtual world, right?
Yeah, and I've got a guy in there.
You got a guy?
What's
an
that called?
avatar.
An avatar.
Yeah.
He is the coolest looking dude in a black suit, skinny.
Bow tie?
Yeah, of course. No.
Give him a bow tie.
No, I should do that.
You should.
Most people don't even remember the bow tie.
Well, I do.
But he's got red Chuck Taylors on.
You
And
can
he's
do
skinny.
that too.
Yeah, and he's skinny. You can dress him any way you want.
Does he have a lot of hair?
Oh,
You've got good
I
hair.
got good hair,
Yeah,
though.
you're
Come
fine.
on, man.
You're good.
Come
No,
on,
you're
man.
good. You're good. I agree. You're good.
So we're in there, and I said to the group, I said, well, I came upon a problem yesterday, talking about the price adjustment. I said, well, what happened was that I had to go through this procedure, this process, and I hadn't done one in over a year and a half.
A price reduction?
Right.
Oh my
I said,
gosh.
I didn't know what forms to use. I didn't know the wording in, and I'm just making fun of myself, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's just laughing their head off, you know. But yeah, I did a price adjustment for the first time in a year and a half.
So how'd you arrive at 20? Because it seems like when we see price reductions, it's normally like, well, let's just do 10,000 and see what kind of interest we get. And then we have to do another 10,000 because that didn't work. Why did you do 20 right out of the gate?
Well, it's 20 days. 25 days basically. 20 days. And so, great question. Thanks for asking that one. Because the owner's moving into assisted living, closing on that property, and she's renting that. She doesn't own that property. And so she doesn't want to have double payments. So we had to get aggressive on this.
Got it.
And we had a few showings, and it's got a smaller kitchen, ranch style, but it's beautiful.
Ranch style?
Ranch style.
That's what people want.
And I like the primary bedroom suite is on one side of the house, and then all the other bedrooms are on the other side. which is great. Put mom and dad over here, put the kids over here, shut your door, you never have to worry about
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
them. Yeah.
So are you getting more traffic now with
Yeah, we did it yesterday, and I've had several calls already on it. I've got somebody going in there to look. And she's moving out today, so it's going to be empty. I think it'll do better. But that's why we chose that price, to get very aggressive.
Yeah, everybody's
on it.
situation's different.
Exactly.
But you do have to know, and your realtor does need to provide you the data. What will a house like yours sell in this market based on
Right.
active listings and sales?
And I have another thought process in this, and it might be wrong too, but
Did you say you might be wrong?
Yep, I could be.
Feeling okay today?
Well, I got a fever, but
That's it. Okay. Wow, we heard it
well,
live.
So I've got a person that's of age. I mean, they're elderly.
What's elderly?
In the 80s.
Good.
Okay,
I
so
got a ways to go.
and she's a widow.
Hmm.
And so every dollar matters to her.
Yes.
And so I'm really sensitive to that.
Yeah.
And this is the second person I've had recently, where it's an emotional thing for me, but I'm trying to watch out for their best interest outside of just the
It's
transaction.
an emotional thing for them.
Well, exactly.
Care, assisted living, and that probably will graduate
Right.
into more care.
Right.
Which means if they don't have long-term care insurance,
Sure.
they need as much equity, as much out of their home as they can get.
Right now, she's paying like $3,500 a month, which is cheap.
It doesn't sound bad, yeah.
My dad's paying $6,700.
And my mom was paying $8,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you in Illinois.
Oh, bullpucky. I've heard it's actually more here, because I did check into moving her here, and it was more. It's the level of care
It does.
that you need.
Yeah, but independent living means there's no care.
Right.
It's just it's 3 meals, laundry. They take care of cleaning your property space or whatever you want to call it, apartment. My dad has the same thing, you know. So it just depends. Now they can have nursing care, and there is nursing care on staff, 24 hours a day.
That's a lot, though, if you think about
It's
it.
huge.
Like, if you think about what rent is.
Right.
And if you can prepare your own meals.
Right.
And don't need any help of any
Exactly.
kind.
Right.
Rent is high, but better than
Sure.
that.
Right. Exactly.
Heyday
Heyday.
would be cheaper than that.
Exactly.
But that's if you can do your own stuff.
Right, and she can do her own stuff.
Yeah.
She's worried about down the road. She can't take care of the house the way she wants
She'd have to pay somebody to come in and do
Right,
it.
and
So
she
that's
does.
a different thing.
Right,
Yeah.
yard work and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and snow removal, and so this was just the right thing to do. But I have that and maybe it's softness. I don't know.
Are you getting soft in your older years?
Maybe.
It's not a bad thing.
Well, I
ever.
care about her. I mean, $20,000. If you think about that,
a lot.
that's 6 months rent.
It's a lot.
That's 6 months rent.
Yeah.
So I'm sensitive to that. So I wouldn't ask for that if I didn't think that we need it. And yes, the demand also,
Well, it's a conversation that you're having with the seller. It's not your decision. It's
Right.
hers, right? But
Exactly.
she needs to listen to your advice.
exactly. And,
Yeah.
and she did, and it's a good thing.
Mhm.
It's a good thing.
Good.
But
I hope you get an awesome accepted offer.
Well,
Maybe
thanks.
even a couple competing ones.
yeah, really.
Who knows? And you could be right back up there. Or
I'm
close.
telling you.
You never know.
I know. I like that. But so let's go on a little bit of here. So Redfin, which some of you might have heard, they're a national organization, found that home sellers working with Redfin agents gave concessions to buyers in 35% of all the home sales that took place during the 3-month period ending October 31st.
Yeah. So that ties in with the different stat before, right? Which is
Yeah.
about a third.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
Yeah, sellers are becoming more open to employing concessions as high mortgage rates stymie home buying activity.
Oh, those
sharp-
dang rates.
I know, a sharp reversal from the pandemic home buying frenzy.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Way different from
But-
2 and 3% to 7%.
exactly. And so Redfin is a national. Now, if you look at this, here's one out of the suburbs of Dallas. Terry Hendricks, an agent with Remax, with DFW Associates in Frisco, Texas. It's become common over the past few months for sellers to both knock a few $1,000s off their asking price to attract buyers and offer a number of additional concessions to ensure deals go through. I feel like I should be going. And it says a few months for sailors to both knock things off. But that little
Why?
Texas draw.
Wow,
I
just
feel
because
like I'm in
they're in
Yellowstone
Texas.
now. Yeah.
Ooh. okay.
I know.
Like,
What
you
it-
offer free pizza for a year?
It is.
Or, hey, I'll pay for your lawn care for a year.
Wow.
Who knows?
I know.
Get creative.
Exactly. How do concessions affect mortgage and the
Well,
process for that?
The seller can give credits to the buyer, right? As long as they're toward closing costs and prepaid items.
Okay.
And that can include buying down a rate with points.
Sure.
That's included in those types of costs that can be covered.
So how do they? I've never had it happen before. I've had a boat in a deal, but it was a cash transaction. But how do they? If somebody says I'll pay your mortgage for the next year.
Oof.
How do you put that on the HUD?
You can't. You can't. So
But it's
there's
going to
a
be
cap.
disclosed.
Well, it might need to be like a separate contract. I don't know.
Wow.
That I have to stay out of.
That'd be a good
So
Zaroff question.
yeah. It would be, yes. So seller can give money toward closing costs and prepaids. The loan guidelines stipulate that. And then depending on the loan program, if it's a conventional, it's capped conventional like a standard 30-year, 20-year, 15-year fixed. It's capped at 3% of the purchase price.
Okay.
So the seller cannot give the buyer more than 3% of the purchase price
Seller cannot give more than 3% of the purchase.
on a
price.
conventional loan.
Okay.
If it's a government loan, they could give up to 6%.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
Mhm.
I did not know that. Don Griffin, good morning. Glad you're watching, buddy.
Yeah.
Mr. Bankerson Prairie.
Mr. Bank of Sun Prairie.
But we like him. He's a nice guy. He covered for you
And
when you took a day
Sabrina
off.
is Ms. Cornerstone, Mrs. Cornerstone, honey.
Is that what it is?
Dang.
Jennifer
Tell me
Bull
if I
says
got it
hi,
wrong.
guys.
Hi, Jennifer Bull.
Haven't seen you at coffee. Just want to let you know that we
Yeah,
missed
miss you. Hope
Yeah.
you're okay. Hope you're well.
Yep. Homeowners are spending more money up front to get their homes ready for the market because buyers are becoming more picky. Buyers have a little more leverage in this market, he said, whatever the guy, Hendricks said, and under contract buyers are asking for more repairs than they were asking for maybe the last 18 months. And
That's already happening, huh? But this is
Isn't that
probably again
wild?
on the coast.
that's on the coast.
It
This
hasn't
is Texas.
quite hit here,
Right.
but it
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is hitting here. It's hitting, and you're going to find that out in just a minute.
I'm
but
not seeing
You're-
buyers going, I'm not putting an offer in unless it has granite countertops and everything done, and that's not really our world quite yet. We
Well,
might be on the verge of it.
Well, why would that be?
Well.
Why would that be?
Why would it be that we have or haven't seen it?
Why
What's
would
your
that
question?
be that incentives or price reductions or things like that are not being requested?
Education about
What?
the market,
By whom?
realtors.
Realtors are not informing.
Wait, don't we need to say realtors or real estate agents?
I don't care about real estate agents.
Isn't there a difference now?
Well, there's always
Depending?
been one. A realtor is a member of the National Association of Realtors.
Right. How many do you think know that though?
And who cares?
Well, I mean, it depends on what data you have access to.
Yeah, it could be.
MLS.
Yeah. Well, a real estate agent has access to.
A realtor versus a real estate agent. I just think people think it's the same
Right.
thing, and it's not. It's coming to light more with the things that have come out recently.
Sure. Well, we have a realtor, and I are one.
You are?
I are one.
You is?
I is.
All right.
We have a code of ethics that we are required to follow. It's not just something put up on the wall.
You're not encouraged, you're required.
We are required to follow.
And there is an
code of
arbitration
ethics.
committee, by the way,
There is, that's
in
true.
case you're naughty or
Oh, yeah.
someone says you're naughty.
Yeah, people file complaints all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a complaint filed on me
What'd you do?
years ago. The buyer, and I represented the seller, the buyer said that I was not responding as fast as they wanted.
Why would you respond to the buyer if you're the listing agent?
Exactly. I don't respond to the buyer. I respond to the buyer's agent because it's unethical for me to talk to the buyer's agent.
So were you not responding to the buyer's agent?
No, he didn't file the complaint. The buyers did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, actually, and yeah, we know the couple up in Beaver Dam, young couple that bought in Beaver Dam. They screamed and yelled and everything else too. So, but that's okay. Not the couple, but the seller.
This, Okay, I don't know who
That's
that
a
is,
different
but
one.
you can
Yeah,
refresh my
that's
memory
true.
later.
But so here, let's look at this. Paul Redham from Holmesville Realty Group is seeing mostly financial concessions. Homes are closing for anywhere between 8 and 11% less than their original list price.
Oh my.
With many sellers offering rate buydowns as well, though he advises his buyer clients to take the concessions on price rather than mortgage rates.
Why?
That's a great question. What you just said was exactly what I said when I first read that. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I'd have to do the math on it, but just in my head, the math says that it's more beneficial on the mortgage side.
Yeah, I mean, I would think so. If you're reducing your mortgage by 5, 10, 15,000
Sure.
even, maybe, I mean, the more it reduces it by, the more difference in the payment. But
Right.
more often than not, people are surprised. Like,
Yeah.
oh, if I put another 5, 10,000 down, it only makes that much of a difference in my payment.
I know.
Yeah, because it's usually amortized over 30 years, so it just doesn't make the difference. But if you're helping a buyer keep a few $1,000s in their pocket on closing day,
Yeah.
that makes a decent difference for people.
Sure. He says in here, we're coaching people, don't buy down, take the money. The first loan that you'll have right now is a temporary loan. I'm expecting in 2 years rates will come down. Hold your nose until then. There's no reason to put a bunch of money into a loan you're not going to keep.
Well, I mean, I get that perspective, I do, but if the seller is paying it and they can get a lower rate now, people keep asking about buying down the rate, and that's always been an option for buyers.
Sure.
But in the environment that we're in right now, if we are expecting that rates are going to drop back, at least into the 6s, 5s would be great.
Sure.
We don't know though. Why would you pay a bunch of money in points?
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm exactly. So
You're just wasting your money. You're not going to get that money back if
Sure.
you do it in the next year or two.
Right.
In most cases, it's
Exactly.
our job to run the numbers.
Exactly.
Help
and,
you.
and provide all options.
Yeah.
And here it is.
Yeah.
Mike Wilson, welcome to the show, buddy. My Philadelphia bud. Been known him
Philadelphia.
forever.
Cool.
As the guy says in here, he says it feels like a real buyer's market, even though our inventory isn't there. I think we're constantly negotiating downward. That's a buyer's market, and we're negotiating upwards. That's a seller's market. It is going down. I mean, we are seeing that. Oh,
And what?
Don Griffin says upfront cash is best. Save money to refi later.
Yeah.
Good point, Laura.
And down.
Good point. She's complimenting you.
Oh, okay.
So I got to share this one, and then I want to get into some details. New York City, one of the nation's most expensive real estate markets, concessions are becoming more common as sellers try to move pricey inventory. Hold on tight, put your seatbelt on, get ready for this. This is going to be something. Brian Mayer, Executive Director of Luxury Sales at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services of New York, said most of the properties offering incentives in New York are those that have been taken off the market and relisted or have been sitting on the market, hang on, here it comes, for 6 months
Uh-oh.
or more without any offers.
Now we're in a buyer's market.
One property in
For
particular, a townhome in Brooklyn, stands out for Mayor because the sheer amount of concessions it took to finally get the property sold. Get this, the seller offered to pay the first year of mortgage payments up front on the $1.3 million property.
Wow.
And to buy down 2 mortgage rate points, which equaled $110,000.
Wow. Oh my Lord, that is shocking. I would be interested in knowing how they did the year of mortgage payments. If it was like a separate contract outside the purchase contract,
I know. That's
or
what
how
we're
they
talking
did it.
about. I know.
Hmm.
So it's interesting. Mike Wilson says pay cash. Are we at that point in a mortgage rate where it is better to pay
Pull the
cash?
money out of an investment?
Yeah. Is it better to?
Wow. Well,
Mike, that's a great question, buddy, and one that we will talk about and probably discuss in the next show.
it's a conversation for, you should bring a financial advisor in then and talk about
Aren't
the rate
you
of
one?
return.
You're not one. Well, there's a point where, I mean,
I'm a mortgage advisor, not a financial advisor. The two tie in, yes.
I
But
know, but-
when we're talking about the market and the rate of return on your investments, if you pull money out of them,
Sure.
that's where we need expertise. I would suggest people talk to your financial advisor.
When you're below 2%, that's free money.
That absolutely is
3%
financed all day long.
free money. Yeah, use
Yeah.
somebody else's money. Absolutely, it doesn't cost that much.
But if the rate of return on your investments
Sure,
is
exactly.
9 or 10%, and your mortgage rate is lower at 7%,
Sure.
then no, finance it, right?
Yep.
If not, then pull the money out.
Exactly. So right now there's a delicate balance when it comes to offering concessions during a transaction. Tyler Stallings, a partner and broker at Corcoran Urban Real Estate in Chicago, good Midwestern guy, you know what I'm saying?
Is he
Chicago guy.
Is he from the mob?
And he's from Chicago. However, if done strategically and with the help of an experienced agent, concessions can be a powerful offering for both sellers and buyers that ultimately lead to deals getting across the finish line. That holding back money is always a plus. Uh-oh, somebody sent you a message?
No, it's just funny that we're talking. I mean, for those of us that have been around for a long time, this isn't news.
No.
We just haven't had to talk about it in a while because it's been such a seller's market.
Exactly.
Clear seller's market.
Right.
It's nice to talk about these things again.
Exactly.
Level the playing field a little bit for buyers.
And I'm going to tell you right now, and I know people out there are going to say, well, you're just promoting yourself. I'm not. I'm promoting the experienced agent that knows what a real market is about, not this
Yeah.
flash in the pan thing we just had because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
You now have to go earn your money. And you now have, and what I mean by that is on the listing side or the buying side on that. So when I give you the information I'm about to give you, and you've been working with a buyer's agent and you've heard nothing about this, it's going to blow your mind. You should have second thoughts on it because you better know your homework. And
I would argue, though, it
Argue
depends
what?
on the agent. I do remember when we bought back in 2002. The realtor at the time was like, "Yeah, I was writing offers left and right, writing them on the hood of my car," like talking about a certain market. But even if it's easy to get offers accepted, it doesn't mean that you're not working for
Right.
your money,
Sure.
for what you're, because there is a misconception out there about realtors are just, tour guides and they just write, who cares? They write a contract and they make a ton of money.
Right.
That's all they do. It's not true. You guys do a lot. When you're listing, you're paying for marketing, video, pictures, maybe staging, depending on the agent. Every agent does different things for you. But there's also contract review.
Sure.
And time spent negotiating and updating, and there's a lot that you do that people don't really realize.
You know, what's interesting about what you just said is years ago when we did a listing presentation, which, I mean, a listing presentation to me right now is, you want to sell it? Okay, here, sign here, press hard, and before they finish
Press
the
hard, you
signature,
don't
it's
have to
already
press hard
sold,
anymore.
you know?
Yeah.
I know. But, so we measured how many steps it would take to list and sell a home, and it was 151 steps.
Oh, wow.
And so I've got to go back and pull that information out just to share it.
There was a post going around Facebook. Did you see it?
Cindy Ellsrud was sharing somebody's.
People were sharing and
Yeah.
resharing. I don't know who it originally came
Yeah.
from. I saw it on a zillion. But it's true. The huge long list of
Huge.
what realtors do
It's
to
true.
represent you.
Yeah, Mike Wilson says, I want her financial advisor if he can get me 9%.
I didn't say I was getting it. I said if it was a hypothetical, Mike. Now come on. Although my rate of return is pretty good.
Well, there you have it.
And I can share my advisor if you want. I wasn't speaking specifically.
Oh my goodness. So, all right, let's talk about this for a minute. All right, let's get into some brass tacks, as they would say. Let me tell you what's going on in Sun
Are
Prairie.
you talking about this list that
Oh,
we
yeah.
need people like me need readers for
Yeah.
because
Well,
it's so small?
That's why you have readers.
I do. Go ahead.
It would have been 10 pages if I did it the other way. But-
Oof.
So here's what I want you to know, that in Sun Prairie, in the last 30 days, there have been 18 price reductions. And if you know that there are 40 houses on the market, there have been 18 price reductions. I'm one of them, I know.
Take out the new construction.
Yeah.
Is new construction in that number?
No.
Because you're not going to see a whole lot of price reductions.
but you
if
will.
any. Really?
Oh, you
Ooh,
will.
keep talking.
I know, I tell you.
Okay.
So then, out of they were talking about a third, wasn't it in the very beginning, talking about,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, almost a third of the properties in 3 months. Well, I did the homework on it. Sun Prairie, 24 out of 80 homes that have sold, which is 30%
Wow.
of homes sold since September 1st had price reductions. Get this, of that same group, of that 80, 16 of that 80 also had seller incentives.
Question.
Answer.
Is that percentage, I'm trying to say it in a way that's not insulting,
To who? Or who?
realtors who maybe don't know the market, and that's why
Right.
the percentages are like this. So what's with the ones that there are price reductions on? Is it that they don't know the market and the shift that's occurring?
Isn't that interesting? What's interesting to me is how many of these had price reductions of the 80 houses that sold that had competing offers.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
There are 3 homes.
Many are no competing offers.
Oh my
which is
gosh.
Interesting.
So I ran the numbers and did my spreadsheet, and the red just jumped off the screen at how many. But here's what I want to talk about initially, folks. Get this, and I wish I could show you this. Well, I could turn around, but you're not going to see it. So 3 of the least expensive homes, 250, 260, 279,000, all sold below the asking price by 12%, 10%, lowest being 4%. And 4% is not almost $10,000. And 2 of them sold below the assessed value. Which by the way, the assessed value was
Yeah.
updated; it was current. So I checked that, and I'm like,
Based on 2023, the new assessments.
So
okay.
if you could, we're sitting in the studio right now. What you would see is that Laura is going nuts on her phone trying to pull up these homes to look at.
I want to know why a property sits on the market for 82 days.
Yeah. Oh, you got a great question, Don. And you know what? I didn't run those numbers, and I apologize. And I really don't want to take the time right now, but
What's his
I'm going to
question?
say it's probably about 20%. 20% had competing offers. I'm guessing.
I mean, there's a lot of no's, yeah. Definitely the majority are not competing offers,
18, 19.
which is shocking.
21 homes I found. 21 homes. So what's that?
Out of 80?
Yeah.
Yeah.
27%. 20.
You were right at your first.
Yeah. So
Um,
so what's interesting about this also is on this sheet, what is really wild is when you come down and you're looking at these numbers, and they've negotiated this. So I'll give you an example. Heath Court, it listed at $300,000. It sold for $305,000. It had $5,000 in concessions, right? Oh wait, no.
is that the number change column?
No.
Sorry for those who aren't.
Yeah, that's the red. It's supposed to be red. 5,000 sold. So it sold for 5,000 over the asking price. But get this: seller incentives or concessions, $7,000. So it actually sold below.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
$7,000.
26.25. Hey, I was doing it in my head, Don. Nice job with the calculator, buddy.
Woohoo.
So then if I look at this, even I keep going. I broke them up into 200, 300,000s, 400,000s, and higher. As soon as I hit the 500, almost every house had a price reduction,
Uh-huh.
including new construction.
Yeah, so actually, no competing offers though, but there's a lot that are in the
Yeah.
lower price ranges.
I see that.
Man.
15,000, 20,000, 30,000, 25,000 off. So what's happening is we're seeing it. Willowbrook Trail, 99. Get this. They took a price reduction of $9,900, $9,900, and then seller concession of $10,000.
Oof.
So that's a $20,000 drop.
Yeah.
Prairie Rose, 8,000. Campshire Way over on Town Hall Crossing sold for 5,000 above asking, but they had to do seller concession of $10,000. All of these incentives were gone 6 months ago. They weren't there.
No.
This is what's happening. So this is showing you, And why I'm telling you this is because it's getting you to a buyer's market with a low inventory. It's weird. It's an albatross.
There's a lot of weird ones on here. I'm trying to figure, I'm looking at the ones that are like 145 days on the market. Was that a new construction?
Well, it's got a year.
Town Hall.
It's got a date next to it.
Where's the date?
It's the 5th one in from the right. Where's Town Hall?
Built in 2023. There you go. So that makes sense. New construction. But what about like Willowbrook was 80 days, and that's not new construction. And then there was
Rosen.
Sunfield,
Okay. Yeah, Sunfeld.
O'Keefe,
82
Colorado.
days. But it's
Yeah.
sold at asking $3,000 in concession. So those $3,000 are probably, it was probably something that needed to be corrected, like a wiring thing or plumbing that. Mike Wilson's saying that it's the same thing out in Pennsylvania.
Right.
And he's in the greater Philadelphia area. So, are you in Ben Salem? Where are you, Mike? So, not Ben Salem. Tell me where you are. Tell me.
Yeah, the ones that are almost 30 grand below.
Right, $30,000 below
guacamole.
asking.
There's two that are almost 30 and one that's 25 below asking price. That is huge.
Well, look at Stonehaven Drive over on Liberty Square. It went
Yeah.
from $499 to $470. You're in Newtown, buddy? Well, I didn't know that. I thought you moved to like, I don't know where, Buckingham or something, or Yardley, or not Yardley. I can't think of the name now, but how about that? 29,000, 6% of the price. And so it's just showing you that things are getting that are adjusting out on this. So it's an interesting time. So here's what I want the message to be today, is that if you're thinking of selling a house right now, it's still a great time to do it. There is no inventory. I already told you there are 12 existing homes on the market. The two people that have looked at my Terra Drive listing that I have, their first thing was that, can we do a fast closing? I went, yep, absolutely. How fast do you want? 7 days? 3 days? Bring cash.
Yeah, cash. Right?
Bring a suitcase, we'll do it tomorrow.
And unmarked bills.
That's true. So it's still the right opportunity to sell your home, but what you need to know is that the market is cooling a little bit, and because of those interest rates, it's really affecting the buyers and giving them a bit of leverage. So you got to be patient about what you're doing. Be patient. Have good guidance.
Strategic.
Yes, be strategic.
Use strategery.
Yeah, that's it. Right? And and it'll fit very well. I mean, it's you still have an opportunity. Now, if you're a buyer, you better work with an agent, or you're going to get with your pants on. I mean, because you're not going to know. You're going to get screwed with your pants on.
Can you say that?
I can.
Oh my gosh.
There's what, 7
Colin's
words I
going
can't
to
say.
edit that out.
No, he won't. He'll do it.
Okay.
So you have to have that insight of what's going on here, and you can't look at this by 1 month of comparables. You just can't.
Yeah.
It doesn't give you the right numbers on it. So
This is what we've talked about many times,
Sure.
about working with agents that are in tune to the market.
Right.
Because it can change very quickly.
Sure.
Very quickly, and that can mean tens of thousands of dollars for you.
Right.
It really can.
Exactly.
Buyer or seller. So.
I know. It's something else out there.
Work with people who get it.
Now we still want you, because there are competing offers. So we know that about the 26% are competing offers. It's in the 20s. It's not in the 50s, and that might be seasonal for right now, because all of a sudden we got used to competing offers.
Mm-hmm.
And but what I need you to know right now is December is a great time to list your home, because we have relocation going on. We have doctors moving to the area.
Yes.
We have a variety of businesses where they're hiring for the new year, and so they're looking for houses. And I want you to have your house ready to go. Get it staged, get the presentation correctly. We need photos, video, drone, and
What
get it
people
out
online are looking for.
Exactly.
What's drawing them to your property is what can get them inside your home.
Right.
Without going inside your home.
there. Exactly.
I was thinking about that too. I mean, now's a good time to buy too. You might not like to move in the snow. So what? Pay whoever, somebody to move you.
Gorilla.
But if the spring market, which usually starts when the snow melts
Right.
here.
Uh-huh.
So January, February could be. I'd love it if the snow melted in February anyway. But if the spring market is busy, like it typically is, and interest rates have come down, woo, you're
It's
going to
gonna-
be back in a frenzy again.
Oh, it's going to be crazy.
So why do you want to do that?
It's going to be crazy. If
Yeah.
we hit 6.5%, if we hit 6%, you're going to see that activity just go boom.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not going to know what hit you. You're going to want to go out looking for homes, and you can't see it because it already sold.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Now's the time. You
right.
have a lot more opportunity as a buyer right now. You truly do.
Exactly. And so what do we tell people to do? Marry the house.
Date
no,
the rate.
date the rate.
Yeah. It's temporary though. It
It's
truly
temporary.
is. Any rate, any program that
Sure.
you have is temporary. You can always
Right.
even go down, do a 20-year maybe,
Right.
or a 15-year, but you can always refinance.
Exactly. You can do it. You can do it. So
You can do it. You can
there
do
you
it.
have it. I tell you that's our thing today. I mean, is that it's softening. The market is softening, and the pendulum is swinging back towards buyers now.
Mhm.
Not completely, but it's.
I like it. I think it's long overdue. I don't know.
I just want a balanced market.
Right. I know. Who wants the stress of a crazy market?
Yeah.
And buyers feeling like what does that do to your buying decision?
Sure.
If one, you've already missed out on a ton of offers, and then you kind of adjust your mindset and you're like, fine, I got to go up a little bit higher. I got to ask mom or dad or pull money out of investments, whatever.
Right.
Because I got to be ready
Sure.
to offer another 20, 30 over asking price.
Exactly.
But that doesn't feel good. It's
Sure.
a huge purchase that you're making.
Sure.
And it's like, all right, I got to sell my soul to get a house.
Sure.
Who wants that?
Right.
It's supposed to be a pleasant experience, and it should feel like a good financial decision too.
Exactly. Now, here's something that I wanted to address with people too, in the about 8 minutes we have left, is that if you have to sell your house right now and you just bought it in the last year or 2 years, and it does happen, you're probably safe, but you can always call me if you need help with this, because it depends on your down payment. It depends where you are. Do you have equity in your property to sell it and break even? And that's what it's going to be about. It's about breaking even at this point, depending a lot of
It might be, especially
circumstances.
if you overpay is a loose term, right? But especially
Right.
if you paid well over asking price just
Sure.
to get it,
Right.
you could be in a precarious position right now. You could be.
Right.
But to your point, people are always going to sell and buy for various reasons.
Sure.
Relocating for work, downsizing,
Exactly.
need to go into assisted living,
Sure.
went through a divorce, whatever. There's always reasons why people need to sell and
Exactly.
buy. So just find out. Ask. We always say that, right? Educate yourself.
Yep.
Get a CMA.
CMA.
Yeah. Comparative market analysis. Is
One
that
of them things. Oh my gosh, we
Get,
haven't done
get
those
one
in a
of
while.
those things. Just find out what your house could sell for, and then work with people who can help you run your numbers, so that you know how you come out.
I just put some prices on a wall and get a dart and just throw it, and then there you go.
That is a great strategy. Wow. Don't list with Bill. You might want to ask what the strategy is, right? Interview.
That's true. That's
Mhm.
true. There is a meeting tonight over at Prairie View.
Prairie View.
Yep, and it's about the new proposed development that's being proposed over in front of Frontier in the industrial area there. And you're welcome to attend that. Starts at 5:30. Doors are open at 5 o'clock. Would love for you to come out there and listen to the presentation and be a part of that discussion.
Is it a different presentation or the same one that they've been giving, just trying to get the word out?
Well, I think it's the same one. I'm not sure. I'll be there for a little while. Tonight we have our volunteer appreciation event for
At
the
the bowling
media
alley.
center,
Mhm.
and also the Friends group will be doing their year-end meeting, and I'll be updating everybody on that. And but this meeting at 5:30, if you want to hear now. If you're not aware of this, let me let you know what's going on. So an organization has come out and they want to develop this land, about 4 acres of land, and it's to be rental property for folks that are homeless or have just
Come out of incarceration.
Come out of incarceration, have been incarcerated.
Mhm.
It's not for violent people. None of those people, they don't meet that criteria, or sex offenders are not part of this.
If they are, they have to be on a list.
They are, but they will not be in this property.
Okay.
And it's a unique property. It's going to be on that 4 acres, and you need, Sun Prairie, you need to hear about this and voice your opinion one way or the other.
In a
good or
respectful
bad.
manner. Yeah, whatever, but yeah.
Exactly. And so we'd like you to come out if you can and be a part of that, and let you voice your own.
Because right now they're
opinions.
looking for money to complete the project.
Right, they have the money to buy the land. They need to raise 25 million or something to do that.
Oof,
The thing that
that's a
people
lot.
in Sun Prairie are always up in a roar about is apartments. This isn't just an apartment.
Yeah, this is different.
This is different. Now, the thing
What we're hearing now is the NIMBY stuff.
right, not in my backyard.
Right.
And so what you need to know is this land has been sitting empty forever. It's in front
Yes.
of Frontier, the big phone company and all this. Been sitting empty
Formerly Verizon, I still call it Verizon.
Right, I know, me
Yeah.
too. So it's empty. Now here's the thing I was asking Terry McElroy today about. If it's a nonprofit organization, will they be paying property taxes?
Ooh, good question.
And the answer is probably no.
Oh.
So really what it's about is giving a home to people that have been incarcerated, and also to support homeless, a place to live.
Look at it similar to Shelter from the Storm.
Yeah, it's a little different.
A hand up.
Well, it is a hand up, but it's a little bit different.
That's what I
Now,
meant though. Like helping people kind
Sure.
of get restarted in their lives.
Yeah, I have.
But I
good-
understand both sides of it.
I have great friends that have, one especially I'll tell you about, who's very public with us. His name is Anthony Cooper. He's part of the Nehemiah group, and his whole goal of when he came out of being incarcerated was to help other men coming out. And because they don't know what to do. If they've been incarcerated for a long period of time, they don't know how to become part of society again. And
If you don't understand it, watch Shawshank Redemption.
Thank
right?
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know I was going to say that, didn't
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
So it's a
Seriously.
good thing. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing to watch. Also, what I want you to know is that the political process is about to start in January, and so get your eyes and ears and start listening. Depending on what district you live in Sun Prairie, there's District 2's Brent Iceburner is not going to put his name back in the. Not looking for re-election, so there'll be a person there, or might be 2 of them there running for that position. I think there's District 4, District 3 that are also have candidates. So we'll see.
Why am I
David
thinking of
Virgil,
the Hunger Games?
David Virgil, and Maureen Crombie. They're
Oh, okay.
those 2 people up. So
But educate yourself, I think, is your point,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Don't go by party. Go by
What
instinct.
matters to you.
Yeah,
Ask
exactly.
questions.
Ask questions, for gosh sakes. As I say, you need to work with the people that can play well together in a sandbox.
Yeah, let's go back to kindergarten.
I know, right?
I really feel like we need a kindergarten refresher about the golden rule and playing nice and sharing and waiting your turn. All these simple things in life.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, Sabri, have a great Wednesday. Thanks for being a part of the show. We really appreciate that. Your input and your ideas are priceless. So when you see us out somewhere, let us know. Let us know what you think about the show, too. Also, you can reach out to us by email, texting, Pony Express,
Carrier pigeon?
Always. I got my pigeons all warmed up. They're ready for you.
Good, good.
Well,
Okay.
we really enjoy doing this for you, and it's a lot of fun, a lot of work, but a lot of fun. And thank you for all the things that you do for Laura and I. If you ever have a real estate question, don't be afraid to reach out to myself or to Laura, and we'll get you the answers that you're looking for. So, Sun Prairie, until next time, we'll catch you right back here on the radio. Bye, Sun Prairie.
Bye, Sun Prairie. You can always tell when Colin's like on the edge of his seat, right? About to get up and go.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Don Griffin says, nice show, you two.
Thank you.